Imagine dying for your brothers, only to wake up centuries later, unable to feel, unable to rest, and forced to kill forever in a shell of metal and pain. I remember the warmth of sunlight once, and the laughter of my brothers. Now, all I hear is the hum of my sarcophagus and the screams of the dying. You think death is the end? No. For some of us, death is only the beginning of eternal war. Brother Aelius was once the pride of the Ultramarines' 5th Company, a noble warrior, strong of heart, known for his calm voice and unshakable loyalty. He believed in honor, in sacrifice, in the Emperor's light, but war on the planet Vandros 9 was not kind. The Tyranids came like a living tide, tearing through the human colonies. For weeks, Aelius and his squad fought without rest. One by one, his brothers fell, their screams swallowed by the roar of alien monstrosities. In the final defense line, Aelius stood against a monstrous carnifex, his power sword burning with faith. Even as his armor cracked and his blood boiled, he did not yield. He charged one last time, driving his blade deep into the beast's chest, and as its claws ripped him apart, he whispered, "For the Emperor, I give all." Everything went black, but death did not come. He awoke to silence, and pain beyond imagining. There were voices, distorted, cold, unfamiliar. "Brother Aelius, you have been chosen. Your service continues." He tried to move. He couldn't. He couldn't feel his body. He couldn't breathe. He couldn't scream, where am I?" he tried to say, but his voice was not his own, it was a mechanical growl, echoed through vox filters. "You are within the sarcophagus of a dreadnought. Rejoice, for your duty endures." Duty endures, but to Aelius, it felt like a curse. He realized he had been fused into a tomb of metal, half alive, half dead. His flesh was gone, his senses replaced by sensors, his voice by static. He was no longer Brother Aelius, the warrior. He was now Dreadnought Aelius, an immortal weapon of war. He begged for release, but there was none. For the Space Marines, this was an honor, to live on, to keep fighting. But for him, it was agony. Every waking cycle began with the hum of his reactor and the whisper of the tech priests. He could no longer feel warmth, no longer sleep, no longer forget. He watched his brothers grow old, die, and be replaced by new faces, all calling him ancient. And each time he went to war, each time he slaughtered thousands, he felt less and less human. Yet, deep inside the cold shell, a small voice, his human soul, still cried out, centuries past. The Imperium never stopped fighting. Aelius was awakened again, this time on the burning world of Cytheran Prime, where Chaos Marines had unleashed demonic horrors upon the stars. When the sarcophagus opened, a voice greeted him. "Awaken, ancient Aelius. The chapter needs you once more." He wanted to refuse. He wanted to stay dormant. But the machine did not allow disobedience. Power surged through his body. He stood, towering above the new generation of warriors. They saluted him, "Glory to the Ancient." His faith still burns eternal. He almost laughed, if laughter were possible for a thing like him. In battle, his heavy cannon tore apart Chaos Marines like paper. His steps shook the ground. Every enemy that came near was crushed, burned, annihilated. But amidst the destruction, he saw a young Marine, gravely wounded, clutching his chest, gasping. "Ancient, it hurts." Something broke inside Aelius. He remembered himself, centuries ago, dying, begging for peace. He moved closer, his enormous claw shielding the dying warrior from the incoming fire. "Rest, brother," Aelius rumbled. "You have done your part." The young Marine smiled weakly, whispering, "Thank you, Ancient." Then he was gone. That night, after the battle, Aelius stood alone among the ruins. His sensors picked up the heat of burning cities, the endless screams, the prayers of the faithful, and for the first time in a millennium, he spoke not to his commanders, but to the stars. Emperor, if this is duty, then let it end. Let my soul find the peace I was denied. But no answer came. Only the silence of a dying galaxy. Years later, when his chassis was finally destroyed in battle, torn apart by a demon prince, the tech priests recovered his core. They praised his service, rebuilt his sarcophagus, and prepared to install him once more, but as they began the process, something unexpected happened. His power core went dark. By his own will, Aelius had finally let go, and in that moment, deep within the machine, his last thoughts echoed like a prayer. To live forever is not a gift, it is a burden. But even in torment, I remained loyal. For the Emperor, always. The dreadnoughts of Warhammer 40k are more than machines, they are prisons for heroes who gave everything. They do not rest. They do not forget. They are the eternal witnesses of mankind's endless war. And when you see one standing on the battlefield, know that inside that steel giant, still beats the soul of a man who once dreamed of peace.